G'day Reefers, welcome to Gallery Aquatica TV. I'm Ania.
And I'm Reefbeard.
And we're here today to move the Red Sea stash tank. There's plenty to get done, so let's get going. So for those of you who haven't been following this series to date, check out the link in the description below to find out what we've done thus far. We did come in a little earlier and got everything prepared for today's massive task, so we're just going to run through what we need.
The items we have today are 3 60-litre drums, 2 30-litre, we have 2 battery air pumps, 1 for bacteria, 1 for fish. We also have our fragging tools, we have our bone cutters and our scalpel. We also have our dustpan here, our trusty net, and also our water return pump. Our final thing that we have today, if you follow me, we'll show you, is this beautiful 300-litre pond, which we're going to be putting all of the livestock in, so it stays underwater and our scape stays nice. So the next step is we finally fill it up.
So we did a little bit of work already, removing some of the loose pieces of coral off the substrate on the left-hand side of my display. While Bee's filling the water, I'm just going to continue with that and remove all the things that aren't glued down. I think I'm going to start with the magnet rocks, Zoa magnets. A really awesome feature of this display were these Zoa magnet rock gardens. They're well overgrown, but this one in particular, the Sakura Sunrise, has gone all the way up the back wall, and so I'm not really interested in ripping it or hurting it any more than I already have to. So I'm using a scalpel, nice clean scalpel, and I'm just going to cut a nice line across the back of the colony so that I can remove the garden as unscathed as possible.
One thing to mention is that we have also salinity and temperature matched the pond to the tank, so there's minimal stress on the actual coral itself.
This is really special. It's a fungia garden. Each one of these stems will consistently grow new fungia, which fall off as they become top heavy. So tedious jobs like cutting corals that you want to remove before the transfer should certainly be done before the water gets too murky. Now I really want to be removing these bottom discosoma as soon as possible. However, I'd prefer to wait and do it this way because this way I can see better.
We're just transferring the water from the tank into the pond. We've just stopped the siphon to start filling up the bucket for the fish.
So you can see that over half of my scape is exposed out of water. We've got a couple of things on the go. So I've just got some aquarium water in a spray bottle, keeping that acro wet. This is the perfect time to turn all the power off on everything in the cabinet, except for the lights, so we can still see what we're doing.
The next step is to remove the scape from the tank. With these Red Sea lights, they actually have a really handy feature where we can actually just lift up the arm, like that, and get the scape out. In the midst of the tank move, we found a fan favourite, Shed Boy. He's going to help us move the tank when it's ready. It's time to catch the fish. Normally we have Cameron the fish guy, but let's see if Reefbeard can catch some fish. So the next step is to remove all the bacteria. We have our battery air pump ready to go.
We've nearly got everything out. We've just got the substrate to go. I'm using a handy dustpan to scoop this up. And I guess you've got this opportunity at this time to rinse some of the substrate in natural seawater before it goes in the new scape.
A small little thing that we forgot was to actually empty the overflow, so we're just going to siphon out that water so that once we undo the plumbing, it's not going to leak everywhere. Now that the overflow is drained out, the next step is to remove the pipes. So we've got the pipes on the top there, and then we've also got the pipes underneath. We also have to remove the chiller as well. One of the perks of owning a reef tank is the absolute gold mine that you find when you're actually removing everything. We found some iodine and we found some water, so we'll have to clean that before we move. One important thing about moving the Red Sea aquariums is they actually have the bulkheads exposed like this, so you do have to be careful when you are putting it on something like a trolley, so just be careful. So the next step is to actually remove the tank from the cabinet. So we're just going to put it down onto the foam box so we can move the cabinet in place.
Didn't think we'd need a Leatherman for this episode, but here we go.
We're going to leave the cabinet here so we can put the plumbing on nice and easy.
So thanks to the help of our amazing team, we've really nearly got this job fully done. The new tank is in place, the skimmer is in place, we've even hooked up the return pump and the chiller external to the cabinet. All that's left to do now is fill it up from our water in the pond. Now that we've got the return running, the wave maker on, and even the lights, we can put the biomedia back in. At this stage, you could put some new biomedia if you were upgrading the space available in your sump, and you could also use a bacteria culture to help replenish any disturbed bacteria. I'm feeling fairly confident here that we have preserved a lot of beneficial bacteria, but we'll keep an eye on the system and adjust if necessary in the coming few weeks. So now it's just like working in reverse. We're going to have to glue all the corals we removed from the scape and pop back all the loose bits back on the substrate once we're done. So as you can see, we have successfully transferred all of the livestock into the new Red Sea Reefer 300 XL stash tank.
It's looking absolutely fantastic. All the corals looking extremely happy.
Be sure to follow us for further updates on the stash tank well into the future. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Gallery Aquatica TV. I'm Ania.
And I'm Reefbeard.
And happy reefing.
That's it for this week's episode of Gallery Aquatica TV. Don't forget to like and comment on all our videos and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned to Gallery Aquatica TV for more exciting episodes to come. I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Happy reefing!